Morning, morning, monsters. I hope you're all well. Today we are going to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I've been thinking how to solve the problems and do the things on this. I want to talk a bit about short form video, specifically vertical and phone video out of dreams. As you all know, I'm kind of advocating that dreamers go out and promote their stuff. And one of the biggest places to promote that is a bunch of platforms which want some form of vertical video or some form of short form content. Yes. So, without further ado, let us jump in. Right. So here's dreams up here. Now, one of the first mistakes I think a lot of people make is they think they have to do a whole bunch of bespoke content. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Dreamiverse and we are going to look for an element. Brains. The most recent element or the newest element that was published. Oh my god, that would do so well on TikTok, actually. Oh, fucking copyright shit. So we're going to grab the first thing that's not drastically problematic. What's this? Okay, so this is a planet. Okay. Right. So let us... oh dear, that's very far away. Can we bring it in? Okay, there we go. Bring in. It's nice to know the scale we're operating at here. Okay, so we've got the planet. Let us grab something. Now we want probably a bit of comedy. I'm gonna go with bone. As you can tell, this is unplanned. This is just to show you the this is just to show you how easy it is to sort of mock this stuff together, and then I have a planned piece of content I want to go into. That shouldn't be too hard. Alright, okay, so now that that's up there, let's grab a camera. Let's line up the shot. For now, we're going to keep everything wide. Making viral content. No, I'm not talking about making viral content. I'm talking about making short form video content. There is a big difference. But I do want to encourage people to share their dream stuff outside of dreams. And one of the biggest places to do that, where I think I'm not seeing a lot of dreams content at the moment, which would be a good place for it, is on various forms of short form video or short film content. Okay, so I think I have the basic sort of gag or gimmick. I think what we're going to do is we're going to rig this guy's skull. There's probably a better skull on the Dreamiverse that would work for this. There's probably someone who's already done this wonderfully hinged jaw thing that we could probably grab. But what we're going to do is we're going to just shook. I'm not going to stress about that too much, because now what we're going to do is in this view here, we're gonna remember, because you can always adjust this stuff sort of after the fact. Let's go into here. Ah, we didn't. Okay, rookie mistake. We didn't set the color of the cutout tool. Rookie mistake, but it happens. As I say, I'm not going to stress too much about it. The cutout tool is mostly just to get us a good base to start with, and I'm keeping things as simple as I can and as quick as I can, just to sort of mock this all out. We want to go into a little bit of soft blend, just so we don't make any too harsh cuts on this. because all the cutout tool does basically is clone the object and apply apply a union and a subtraction CSG. So it's very simple to sort of understand its effects and sort of tweak its effects after the fact. Okay, now when this person made this thing, they were not thinking about opening the drawer, so they haven't done that, which is smart of them because you don't want to do any more work than you have to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clip that in there. Brilliant. Doesn't need to be perfect, remember. And then here we're going to just be doing the same basic operation, but in a reverse, just cleaning up. So as I say, if we try to do the all with one cutout, I think it would probably be more trouble than it's worth. And again, the thing I want to stress here is you've probably got a lot of pre-existing content that without much effort could be brought onto short form video. Now there are different kinds, like obviously there's going to be the just demo the visual of the thing with a basic rotate camera. We've demoed that a lot of times. I considered doing that as my basic demo, but I just wanted to show people something a little bit more creative with it. And yeah, as I say, especially with short form video, if you can get anything that is a loop, which is one of the reasons why just a rotation thing works really well, and that'll work well for some formats like Instagram. If you've got a sort of just a graphics account like they're just showing off art, then that'll work out quite well. But for a lot of people coming across content, you know, we're very narrative driven creatures. We're very narrative driven creatures. So if you can give people a very simple narrative, then that works out. Okay. So now remember what we said, we want to go 5 to 10 seconds for most of these platforms, which actually means you can get quite over the top with the effects. So here we go, I'm going to just grab that, drag him down here, stop and go in. Okay, he needs to be further down. Why is it not? Oh, stupid me. There we go. Grab, and just drop down. Okay. I always do this mistake where I lose myself a little bit. Just find myself again. There we go. You know, it didn't even have to go onto a yoga retreat or anything fancy to find myself. There we go, right. So then what we want to do is we want to bring, I'd say about there. And then, yeah, okay, cool. So now we go into there. And that's going to be the moment of, oh, dearie me. You guys know what's coming. He's gonna eat the, yeah, hold options to find yourself. Hold options to recenter the imp if you're drifting away. That classic bit of advice. So the obvious thing that's gonna happen here is we're gonna get the planet eaten, right? It's the obvious gag. You know, if you're ever worrying about what to do for narrative stuff, go Laurel and Hardy. Go, you know, simplistic visual gags. You want stuff that translates well across regions and doesn't need, you know, you want Mr. Bean style comedy basically. And don't forget to check angle. Should be fine. I'm going to keep this super rough for now. and we'll probably need to tweak that a little bit, don't worry. Gonna come forward there, and that's gonna be, we probably should have hinged the jaw just to make our lives easier, but fuck it, it's a little bit of quick. The idea here is that you can do this quickly, that you don't have to stress over it, that this kind of content will be quite forgiving. Fleck, thank you for the follow there. Yeah, as I say, normally we're a little bit more talking about a technical topic or something of that sort in the mornings, but right now what we're doing is I want to promote to people this concept of short form video out of dreams. Now don't worry too much about your timings, that's actually one of the easiest things to fix up later. And then, yeah, okay, cool. Right. So let's go find our camera. Also, FYI, if you're losing yourself a bit here, one of the things you can do is just grab that. Oh, what was that? Oh, there's a light in this thing. That makes sense. Grab that. We're going to just shove this behind the camera. So if we're ever in doubt as to where we are, you could probably use a cheaper asset, but I'm just like, fuck it. So we can just have something to grab cam onto. Okay. So let's put some blends in here and let's just sort of check out the come on. Oh, stupid me, I'm in the okay, yeah, that's mostly there, but let's why? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll need to make that a little bit snappier. I think the other thing we need to do here, now this is a bit of an annoyance that I have with dreams that, don't worry, is somewhat is a thing, is in betweening. There are there is a technique to manage this that some people do, which I can sort of go over, but I'm not the best at it because I'm not the best at a lot of the animation stuff, but it's fine. Okay, so then we just sort of slide through that. Okay, now the rings are a problem, don't worry, we'll focus on the rings. Okay, I really like the planet sort of coming in front like that. That's great. 17 days, yeah. Right, okay. So then the next thing is we want to keyframe the planet going missing. Best thing we're going to do for that is, hold on, we're just going to grab out our height tool. Okay, there we go. Come into there, right, and boop. There's still a thing inside of it. Okay, that's hilarious. That could just be, oh, for fuck's sakes, I don't want to animate it, you numpty. I just want to, why can't I make it? There we go. Ah, right. That can be invisible, and that'll actually improve slightly the performance of the scene anyway. Remember, the thermometer is not everything. You also do care about the actual performance of the scene, and Dreams is very good at sort of saving you from yourself and making you not have to worry about a lot of the niggles. but especially as you're doing a bigger scene or you're worried about just general performance, then those kind of things will start hitting you. This needs to keep its changes. In fact, what I like to do if I've got something like this, just to make scrubbing easier, is just to sort of expand it out like that. Because then what I'll do here is I will go in, hide everything else, just turn off preview invisibility. There it is. And just make that visible. One of the things I dislike about how scrubbing works, and there's really no easy way to... Oh, I turned off preview invisibility. There we go. One of the ways I kind of hate how scrubbing works, and it's not an easy problem to solve, is the keep changes stuff. Okay, just like that. Cool. Okay, cool. The keep changes stuff is very hard to scrub. We're just gonna change the color of that and the color of that to a blue, just so I don't get confused what that's animating. Right, okay, so then the last thing we just need to do is we just need to worry about those rings a bit. Let's check. I'm pretty sure they're just strokes. How are those rings done? I'm pretty sure that's just strokes, but I can't seem to hide everything else. I know I'm in the... Okay. Why can I not select... Oh no! Ah, they use text gadgets. The motherfuckers! Oh man, and this is why I'm never family friendly. The absolute bleed. No, I'm not seeing text gadgets. No, this isn't text gadgets, is it? No, there's a... Got X-ray on and I'm not seeing any text gadgets. No. No, there's not text gadgets. What the? Okay. Oh. 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 That's interesting. It's glitching out. Why is it glitching out? So it's not part of that. It's not part of that. It's not part of that. Okay, let's get our hide tool out and let's just start hiding shit. Hide, hide. I did not expect to be solving the mystery, and I probably shouldn't be solving the mystery of what the hell is wrong with the rings, or what the hell are the rings. Okay, they have no bounding box because the imp is failing to select them. What the bloody hell are the rings? Oh, this is gonna be some... This is going to be some annoying... Tissue. Sorry, I'm looking around the scene. Oh, what's that? This has gone from how to make a short form viral, not viral. Fucking whoever in chat got that in my head. Screw you. How to make short form video content from Dream stuff. Yeah, there's not a spec on my monitor. That is something. Oh, but the grab trick's not working on it. It should if it's a gadget. Yeah, it's there. If you do this in your content, I hate you. Part of me wants to shame the person who's done this. Oh God, what is that? This also, by the way, will actually make your performance go down, because it'll expand the size of the bounding box for this object. And you know what? Let's just use. Can we still find it? There we go. Expand the bounding box of the object, and this will make it. Is that meant to be a camera? I think that's a camera. Oh, they just left in a camera from when they left in a motherfucking camera. And they nested it really deep, which unless you have X-ray on, you will not find that. Okay, but that wasn't the rings. Well, we might just have to deal with the rings. Yeah, no, 100%. I am not seeing any other annoying bits in the middle of nowhere. Nope. Nope. Sorry, just checking. Nope. Okay, well, sod it. Okay, we're not going to have to stress about the rings, because we want to actually finish this on time, and we don't even have time to do the second thing I wanted to do now, so oh well. Let's get the most obvious thing that we need in here. They put a camera in this thing, but they didn't. Oh, that is interesting. Oh yeah, that's the other thing we could do in here, is we could turn off paint, so it's not paint. Code style and effects. Connectors. Zones. By the way, I will find out what this is, and oh, good shout. Preview invisibility and good lasted shout. Oh, you. Right. We are going to just very quickly, we are just going to very, very quickly look at a thing. Give me a sec. Oh God, no, don't do that. Don't do that. We're just going to very, very quickly look at a thing, because I want to just check a thing. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just check that oh yes, I'm editing an offline creation because yes, okay, that's why I couldn't see it. Right, you motherfucking assholes. I love that you use text gadgets for all of these cool little crazy fucking effects, but when you make assets, especially if you're going to publish them, just think about how people can find the stuff. It just helps a huge amount. And I'm going to stop being a passive-aggressive bitch right now. We all have that one coworker. Anyway, back to the game. Right, so it turns out they have used a bunch of text gadgets. Here's the bad news, kids. Text gadgets, I know you all love them, but they're actually very inflexible to do a bunch of effects. I thought this was going to be strokes, and I thought we could just actually, I could show you some cool ways of doing physical strokes and force applier on physical strokes that you've all seen in ollie.exe. And I was going to show a quick trick of how we could do that, and it was going to look bloody fucking spectacular. But instead, we're going to just grin and bear with the text gadgets, and we are going to make the best of what we have and go forward. Right. It's fine. It's fine. A lot of people are making stuff just for themselves, and it happens. It totally happens. Right. So what we always want to do is we want to dial that up nice and big, because that gives us a nice little effect. We want to always get some kind of sky image in. Oh, I quite like that one. No. Yeah. Fleck type. Oh, I never used that one. Okay, now we drop the sky brightness down. Don't ever put it 100% black unless you need 100% black. Yeah, so that's all good. Sky saturation. Oh yes, we need to hide the sun. We do not want the sun to be visible. Right, and we want to tint it a slight blue, not that strongly blue, just a slight blue. Right, no horizon definition because we're in space. And the fog range, yeah, the fog range are about right, to be honest. And I think, though, the sun's coming from the wrong direction. Just always feel free to grab it and move it around a bit and feel how that looks. Okay, so let's scrub through. Now, bear in mind, we are going to be reframing this slightly in a sec, just for the vertical part that I was discussing earlier. But for now, we're just checking that that's about right. Okay. Oh, keep that open. And then last thing we're going to do is, I know we've got some amazing stars in the Dreamiverse made by various people in different styles. And we're just going to grab one of those. Newest. Okay, we might need to just... The Dreamiverse is getting big these days, so we just need to be a little bit more specific in our search. Starfield, twinkling starfield. I like the idea of twinkling. Let's see how good their twinkling starfield is. Yeah, that gives us something. And then the last thing I just want is, let's grab nebula. Pretty sure someone's made a good nebula. They might have called it a galaxy or something. Pink nebula. Oh, blue galaxy. There we go. Oh, space nebula. Oh, nebula pink galaxy. There we go. Now remember, you want to make this nice and big. You want to get this far away. Just come in here. Right. Let's just move that out the way a bit so we can see. And do you know, I'm tempted to lose the rings, or at least I'm tempted to lose the inner ring there, just to help with this effect. So let's do some text deletion. Let's hope that they have. Okay, good. You could do a really cool version of that with a kaleidoscope stroke, but anyway, or just a circle stroke stamp. There's different ways you can do it. Personally, I'd go with the kaleidoscope. Right. And nom. Right. Okay, we're about ready to frame this up and do the final bit. So here's the bit that I recommend, because normally when you move things around in the Dreamiverse, unless you're doing specifically certain guides or whatnot, we, especially with cameras, tend to help the camera reach horizon, because a slightly squonk camera is what we call a Dutch angle. And a Dutch angle is something used in cinematography specifically to make you feel unsettled. So often when you're looking at something alien, or you're looking at something that's meant to make the viewer unsettled, you use what we call a Dutch angle. Here's an interesting story about Dutch angles. The movie Thor, the first one, they actually used entirely Dutch angles for all of the Earth scenes, because it was meant to be from Thor's perspective, and it was meant to make Earth feel alien rather than the foreign. But of course, for the average viewer, that directorial choice was a bit strange, because for the average viewer, Earth is familiar, Earth is safe, where this other stuff is foreign. And it actually made a lot of people less comfortable with the film than they should. And someone actually did a really interesting edit where they actually undid all the Dutch angles for the Earth scenes and put a slight Dutch angle on the not Earth scenes, very, very slight. And you know, it was an interesting edit, and it did some good stuff. So anyway, we're gonna just check out how this looks here now from our new book angle. So the one thing I would say, we're close to a really good piece of content, but we're a little bit far away in that this needs to go further up. Oh. Now again, when you're moving stuff like this, one of my preferred methods is grab it, hold L1, and then just sort of whoop, like that. I think I took it too far though. Let me just do that again. Okay, right. Then the other thing I'm going to do is just losing myself here again. Go back to that. There we go. Cool. That was L1, R1 if you don't know. Okay, so let's assume that this is, I'm going to shoot for 6.5 seconds as a clip. Okay. This is good, but we can do better. So I'm going to shrink this down. Because again, with short form content, if you can insert a loop, it's always good. Often you don't actually want the loop point to be the start of the video. You often want the loop point to be just slightly off the start of the video. But that's all good. Right, so here we're gonna make that group visible, but then we're also going to just adjust its scale ever so. I actually know that's the wrong scale to adjust, because it adjusts its scale ever so slightly. And I just realized that the visibility thing that we are applying is actually being applied to all the planets, so that's a little bug that we'll just very quickly fix. Right, so now that that is there, just come in and going to just plug that there so it's exactly the same. Brilliant. And then here what we're going to do is just around there, and I want to make it ease up. Okay, come in here And I just want to be careful also where you're grabbing to rescale, because obviously the effect is applied based on where you are. Okay, cool. So that should just bloop. What we actually probably want to do here is just sort of give it a bit of springiness for comedy effect. Okay, so then what we'll do here is we just want to bring in this effect a little bit. And then what that should do is that should, well, okay, watch the panel disappear when he eats it. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, good. So that we don't need to worry about that. Okay, cool. So now we can bring this in here. Now, the loop won't be perfect, by the way, because this planet here is rotating. That's fine. That's totally fine. Right, okay, so we loop that there. How are we doing? We're over time a little bit. That's fine. We can recover. So again, not the smoothest. Not the smoothest, because the planet's going to be there, and the biting's a little rough. Okay. We need to bring that in like that. Yeah, good enough for demo purposes is basically the concept here. Okay, cool. So you've done that. You've got your vertical video right. Oh, hold on. I've just realized a stupid mistake that I always bitch about. If you're doing audio-visual content, it is always a good idea to hide the imp, because if the viewer can't actually do anything with the imp, why are you letting them see the imp? Is always what I say. Okay, the planet's going a little bonkers there. It's fine. Let's rewind. As long as we can get our clean plate, or our clean shot, I should say, not our clean plate. A minor visual glitch there, but not super stressed on this. Okay, so then what we want to do is open up your share, and you want to go save video clip, right? Yeah, if the imp is part of the video, if the imp is part of the effect, then that's all fine. Right, and then you want to go, now you can actually use the share factory and it'll do a bunch of this work, but if you just wanted to do a very quick thing, go into here, grab this, and go options and trim. And it's much easier just to trim before you take it off the console as well, just because it'll be a lot less, it'll be a much smaller file to move around, which is always handy. Right, okay, so now we're looking for our loop point. Okay, so this is currently coming in at 6 seconds. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra, because I will use whatever app I'm uploading it to, whether it is TikTok or Byte or Instagram or any of the video formats. They pretty much all have a trim feature. Not all of them have a rotate feature, but you'll find mobile bits that have that. Okay, that's good. We trimmed that. I'm just going to overwrite it because I don't care about the bigger video clip there that we're capturing. Now, if you're using a capture card like I am, you could just do the capture through OBS. But there is a little bit of a problem with that, in that There is a little bit of a problem with that in that I'm streaming at the moment and I've got my overlays and stuff on, but also you need to make sure you're capturing at the highest quality. Oh, there we go. It's like, I have this ready. And here's a fun little thing. So because we've got that, I have this little thing from the Share Factory team, which I actually really love. It's just a USB stick, but it's a branded one that I just quite like. Now here's a little bit of a gotcha. Why am I doing that? That is stupid. Here's a bit of a gotcha with USB sticks. Is if you plug it in and it doesn't get recognized by the PS4. Try formatting it again and checking what file system it's set to. But the PS4 can be quite fussy about what videos it'll do. It can be a little bit of a whiny baby about that stuff. Because yeah, it's my pet peeve. It's my pet peeve. There really should just be like a centerphone feature. And when I was in Central Tech, I kept on trying to dev one, but there's so many legal policies, and you wouldn't believe the difficulty behind developing such a simple feature. The main problem is, and I wish Sony talked about this more, Sony's got a really good user data policy. Unlike Amazon and unlike Microsoft and unlike most of these Silicon Valley and American companies who basically say we can use your user data for whatever the fuck we want, Sony's policy is written a bit more carefully. And it actually means that whenever we work with an American company, we actually have to go through this whole negotiation phase, because Sony does actually, it's more in line with Apple, basically. It was the simplest way I would express of saying how to if I had to very simply express to someone why a lot of stuff you think should happen doesn't happen, a lot of it's down to basically Sony's a little bit more decent with your data than most. And I wish like they talked about that more, and I wish they promoted that more. But it's not a secret. It's in your EULA in terms of service, which no one reads. So really handy. I would skip the PC altogether and I'd go straight to the phone. You'll find a lot of the phone apps have you just need to get a USB hub for your phone. Get it into an app that you like, edit it on there, and then very quickly post it to whatever thing you need to post it to. And yeah, also strong recommendation, even if a social media platform has a PC uploader, use the mobile one, because typically their recommenders are built in such a way that they favor content that comes from the mobile device. They even favor content slightly that comes from the camera typically. But yeah, so upload directly from your phone. And it's one of those to downplay advertisers and spam accounts and people who tend to use that. Also, if you use multiple phones for an account, that'll often get flagged as a spam or an ad or a meme account, which tends to get down in the recommender. There's all kinds of clever tricks that these companies use. With all of that said, I hope to see more of your content of Dream stuff in various video formats. There's so many places. You can go out and you can share little bits of Dream comedy or little bits of Dream video. And I hope I see it there. I hope I see the Made in Dream hashtag on Made in Dreams hashtag on other little mobile platforms, because there's so much great stuff and there's so many amazing creators, and I just want you guys to spread your wings and go out there and get the attention you all deserve. With that, thank you so much. For those of you on YouTube, this is a live show in the morning, if you can't tell by all my bumbling and lack of edits. So come join us in the morning at 8:30. That's UK time. And for now, I will say ta-ta to you and then give a proper goodbye to the people who are here live.